Welcome back to episode 18 of Indoor Barbecue, the only show that is indoors. The only show that's indoors. All the other of them are outdoors. That's the truth. As you can see, I'm alone today because Sean's still missing and I couldn't find any guest who wanted to be on the show. So I guess it's just me this episode. Unless... Whoa! What's happening?
I smelled whiny little bitch in here. I couldn't help but drop in.
Oh my
God.
God.
What a surprise. It's my good friend and co-host, David.
It's a terrible bit.
They're all terrible.
How will that look in the edit? Who fucking knows?
You don't edit it at all.
You just awkwardly walk in. How are you? How are you doing? Welcome back.
Wonderful. I'm actually really I said this to you earlier. I'm really excited to do a podcast, but that sounds really bad. Like I'm generally not excited to do the podcast. I am, but it's just, I didn't think I'd miss this just airing and venting and just my fucking thoughts and opinions,
Yeah.
I don't think this is like, I think this is kind of turning into like my little therapy session.
That's not good. I am not a therapist.
Well, no, you're not the therapist. It's like they're the therapists if you think about it. We're just venting to people, that don't exist because they're not real people. Because I've never met any, and if I had, I'll deny that to my grave.
Fair enough. I mean, this is a bad form of therapy, I think.
Yeah.
Because it's just two Egypts looking back and forth, going, yeah, into like a vacuum.
Well, maybe not a therapy. Maybe therapeutic would be the correct word. That I didn't really realize that I just enjoy doing this because it's kind of not a break. Not like we don't talk out of this, but it's kind of it's a unique kind of circumstance where you're forced to keep saying things, even if you kind of don't want to or aren't 100%. I feel like it makes for interesting conversations that we might not have otherwise, is what I'd say. Why you lean your hand over like fucking mob bossing me right now?
Well, normally it's over here on this side, and I've just gotten used to it at this point. I'm kind of paranoid that this seesaw, because with the first, well, not the first tripods we had, but the mic stands we got for this specifically, started to lean downwards because they weren't built properly. They're not, constructed adequately enough to handle this weight. So kind of subconsciously the first time with this one, even though I know it can handle the weight, I was like, I'll put this as a counterbalance, and I've just kind of picked this up as a habit now. And now I look like one of those piano players in a jazz club who just after the set they're like, all right folks, so that was Scoop Bop Booba Da Boo, and now we're going to move on to oh god, my wife left me, what will I do? And take it away, Lou.
What jazz musicians are you watching?
The cool ones.
Where are you going? No, I don't know if you said I went on holiday to España. First time I've been abroad in a long time, and it was really fun. Just to kind of, I didn't actually believe they were going to let me on the plane all the way up until getting on the plane. Because I don't know if any of you dear viewers have traveled since COVID, but the airport is still there. And they're kind of just keep doing the things they're doing. And I got to the plane and I finally was on the plane. And then I was like, now I'm going somewhere.
You're on holidays now.
I didn't quite believe it for a long time. But I had a great week.
How many days were you actually gone for? Because I think I misheard that.
10. I think everyone misheard it. But I sold these bitches. So work was like, I thought you were, well, that's tough, buddy.
Like, oh,
that's bad.
No, because I was saying it to my girlfriend. I was like, yeah, he's gone for 10 days. And she was like, he's already been gone for like at least, I don't know, like 12, it feels like.
Yeah, how many? You only did the one without me, right?
Two. Two without you, yeah.
Two?
Yeah.
With Amy as well?
Yeah.
Two of them?
Two of them, yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I've only seen the one.
Yeah, and that's, they're better. Oh, apologies in advance for like the video people, if there are any of those. I'm slacking entirely on that. I still haven't put up last week's, like the current week tour, and I haven't put the video one up yet.
Yeah.
I tried to upload it twice and it kept canceling on me. Like it kept just crashing. I was like, the audio's up. It's an audio podcast.
Yeah.
We try not to do visual bits because it's for audio people.
It's for everybody. We're inclusive here.
No. Actually, I'm taking a stance here. Fuck people who watch the audio or watch the video.
Oh, wow.
Because I sometimes have to put stuff in, and that takes up time. And I'm fine to do it. I'm fine to do it. But if you just listen instead, if you just listen, it'd make my life easier.
That's what I'm saying, but you don't gotta apologize. This is yours. You could fuck them, right? This ain't theirs. Fuck them. Right?
I still put corrections up though.
Directions?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, if we like fuck up on something kind of major or something that's going to bother me later, I'll put up like a little asterisk. Yeah. It says, "Oh, by the way, this is the actual thing." Like great news. Not just a horrible news. Few weeks ago, many weeks ago at this point, we mentioned that Jerry Seinfeld was dating a 17-year-old when he was in his 30s.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, yeah, I think they got married. They broke up when she was 21.
I think we went through that. We've been...
Which, in all fairness, considering what other members of... no, I don't know. Is saying slurs better or worse than dating a child? Probably better, right?
I'd say better.
Yeah.
But, all up to... Depends who you are.
Depends who you are.
Depends who you are.
And the guy who's Kramer obviously prefers slurs to kids.
Yeah.
Not that I'm calling Jerry Seinfeld a pedophile, but it's kind of weird that they broke up when she was 21. Maybe they grew apart.
Do you ever feel like just the true unfortunate nature of if he was actually genuinely in love with this girl through whatever means or whatever, that they somehow, through whatever means, were like, oh, whatever strange, they were at McDonald's, she was getting a Happy Meal.
He was like, I can buy this McDonald's right now.
Yeah. And but it actually wasn't weird or creepy. And then it's Jerry Seinfeld, so I imagine a lot more shit did happen in his career. But like, imagine you were the one celebrity that wasn't fucking weird and creepy, and it actually just didn't work out, and she was just a cunt when she turned 21 or something. And it's like, you have to live with that forever. Yeah, I very highly doubt that.
I mean, that's a wacky scenario you've come up with.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's true or not. Allegedly,
no, it's just fucking.
He was like, "No, wait, babe, can we break up when you're like 25?"
Like, dude, but I'm just picturing the true fucking hilarity of like. Like he's at like the weird Hollywood fucking messed up humans meeting, and they're all like, Jerry, nice girlfriend. He's like, be fucking weird, man. Don't be fucking weird. Oh, you broke up with her and she got no. What is wrong with you people?
We fell apart. God. It's a natural thing. They're like, yeah. Sure you did, Jerry. All right, okay.
Everyone's just there like, yeah, sure, mine did too.
And they're like, ooh.
In like Shawshank, where they're like, everyone in here is innocent.
Woody Allen's in there in the corner dating his daughter.
Yeah, sure, man.
He's like, yeah. God, what a fucking weird man. Anyway, I feel like too much of our time is spent on weird men. How is Spain? Give me the updates. Give me the what's my whole country like? Now?
Yeah. Everyone's still Spanish.
Nice.
They're still very forward, which I love and hate. Wine's still cheap as fuck. God bless. Nightclubs are open. I went to a nightclub.
Nice.
Nightclub on the beach, and it was kind of amazing. I miss it so much.
Do you have to wear masks or just
no? Spanish don't give a fuck. I don't think.
Wow.
I don't know where your country stands, but yeah, no. There was social distancing.
Kind of.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you weren't allowed to use the dance floor ish. If you had a seat on the dance floor, you could be on the dance floor, kind of.
Okay.
But if you ventured too far in your dancing, they were just kind of like.
So wait, what's the point in a nightclub if you're not dancing?
Everyone's just kind of dancing at their tables, but in the air. It was a lot of fun. I've been deprived of dancing for a long time, so I just was just dancing on the beach.
Fair enough. I mean, I don't really like that type of scene, but you evidently do.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that'd be worse if you wanted to go to a nightclub and like dance with people, and then you're just like cornered into your little bit. And like, stay in there. You two dance together.
No, I was just kind of vibing. I didn't need any of these bitches to get over. Fucking Spanish music, like okay, Spanish music, like how have you hit and missed the mark so much? And you're like I don't actually believe you like Spanish music because I've never heard you listen to the shit ever.
Okay,
but I'm like, how have the people that invented like the salsa and the rumba? And what the rumba might be Brazilian, maybe I'm not too sure. But all the fucking fancy dances you motherfuckers have come up with that are solely based on the rhythm, and then you play Pitbull in a nightclub, offbeat. It's an undanceable song. How am I meant to dance to fucking Mr. Worldwide? It's ridiculous. It's like there was some bangers. All right, there was some bangers. Maybe my fucking prejudice as a native English speaker came in. But I'll dance to fucking anything if it bops. But like, just I don't understand that the Portuguese as well. I don't understand how they've managed this to have such a cool club scene that are open till like 7 a.m. Fuckers don't dance. No, I had a lot of fun, but I was just I think they played a bit towards the English speaking audience at the end, and they had some like fucking 2000s bops that came on near the end, which we were vibing to. We were vibing to all of it mostly, but I was just so angry at times when I just when you're dancing and then another song comes on that you're not vibing with, and you're just kind of sat there like
wait for this to be over,
doing a little head bob, like but like you're still in it, so you're like all your like fucking appendages are twitching.
Well, unfortunate. But you had a good time, right?
I had a great time.
So that's that.
Yeah, it was needed. It was great, and then I was actually excited to come back as well. I thought I'd be just sad coming back, but I was like, oh no, because we started college again. Me and David, we're back in film school.
Yeah. I ranted about that last week.
Did.
You missed that boat. Can't do 2 episodes of just ranting about college. I mean, you can, I guess.
You can't rant about film school though. That's the most film school-esque thing ever.
I was like, man, they don't even let us watch Pulp Fiction every day.
What do? You open up cadavers and learn about human anatomy. That's nothing. It's nothing compared to what I tried to capture emotion. I tried to capture life.
I'm just adjusting my fucking microphone.
So how did the podcast go when I was gone? How was doing a podcast with the girlfriend? Was that weird?
It was a bit weird at the beginning, and then we were just talking.
Yeah.
The worst part was trying to like keep the microphones at the right place, because I had it over on the other side first.
Yeah.
And so I'd naturally turn to look at her, and the microphone would be over here. I was like, well, that's not really going to work. So now I've had to move it over here. But it was nice. It was fun. Has
she ever done anything like this before?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, because I feel like always the initial we always say, like, when you first get behind a microphone and record yourself and then listen to yourself back, it's usually hell.
Yeah, it's weird, but I think it was grand because the microphones are of a certain quality.
Yeah,
it's like
you don't sound tin can-esque.
Yeah, and you're not really like, because we're just talking, we're not trying to like perform or anything. I think that kind of takes it some of the nervousness about it as well. Yeah.
No,
went well. It was kind of fun.
Yeah, I listened to the first.
Back with this cunt.
I listened to the first episode. I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a lot more considerate than we usually are.
Yeah.
So it's like, as soon as someone responsible comes into the frame, like
I kind of appreciate it a little bit.
Out a little bit.
Just a little bit. I was like, maybe every episode being like the worst thought ever being said is not entirely ideal.
I did think of when you were on about trigger warnings and things that we should probably actually put a disclaimer, because I don't think we ever discussed what this was going to be, because I don't think we in our description, neither of us thought we were really going to get here, to be honest. I don't think so. But my thoughts that I'm just realizing were just like, it's going to be some bullshit, us just saying whatever stupid shit comes to mind, completely comedic and not an informative place at all.
Yep.
That's what I was assuming. But I was like, I don't think we disclaimered that anywhere.
Well, I label most episodes as explicit.
Yeah.
Because it just lets you, the RSS feed lets you do that. And I'm like, probably a good idea.
Yeah.
You don't want to be listening to this and find out, you don't like swearing or you don't like some of the topics we cover. But then like sometimes I'm editing and specific things we say them and they just like come across in my headphones. And I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
No, maybe if you're listening to this and you've been through some shit and you hear that out of nowhere, you're like, oh,
yeah,
I'm now uncomfortable. Yeah. So I try to like manage it, so it's less.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we're not we're not going the full fucking mile of being, I don't give a shit about no one. I'll say whatever I want and don't give two shits about it.
I think it was,
because we've got a little bit of leeway there. We gotta be a little bit more respectful.
True. I think it was just very much our brand of just even outside of the podcast. Generally, we get drunk and stupid. Mm-hmm. It's just fucking abuse this thing, build upon this, riff back and forth, be generally assholes.
Yeah, but But I feel like the key difference is there that this is meant to be some form of entertainment.
I do, yeah.
And drunken rambles by two idiots is not entertaining, as we discovered.
Yeah. No, but that's the point I was getting to, is that I never actually, because we are putting it out to people, but I don't think I ever dug into the reason why we're putting it out to people. Like, but then, like, you know, when you think it of at a base level, I'm like, oh yeah, I love podcasts. I'd love to have a successful podcast. That seems like a great career path and fun. And you know, if we do, you know, become a successful podcast, hopefully 1 in a million chance, you know, fucking that it would, you know, help us do other things that we want to do, and vice versa. But I guess you do have some sort of responsibility when putting out content, which I had kind of overlooked. But I was like, but to be fair, I think it's all in the way you advertise it. Because looking inward, I was like, when you guys were talking about this last week, I was like, I never really thought about that. But where does the responsibility lie there, though? Is it entirely on me to like be like, okay, there's going to be some fucking terrible joke, but it's just like, or is it on them to see the, because I'm not putting it anyone's face. I don't think we're misadvertising it to anyone that it's anything that it's not. So no one's coming in really expecting us to be PG and nice
talking about a barbecue.
Yeah, and to be fair, yeah, we're actually very disingenuous.
Yeah, we are. We have never barbecued. Speaking of, not to interrupt your point.
Yeah. No, I guess in general, I just didn't think about the fact that I do hold some responsibility.
Yeah.
But I never intended to put it out as a form of... no one's going to fall across this unless it gets to a certain level of fame.
Yeah.
And I don't really know what my point is. I'm just like, I don't think I'm that responsible. I think I shouldn't take the piss. But it's art, let's say. It's not really art.
It's not art. It's entertainment.
Technically, it's a form of art.
It's entertainment.
But what can I put it under the guise? No, I'm joking. It's not art.
Yeah.
But like, what can I put it under the guise of where I have to take no responsibility? Like, is that
artists are still responsible for their art?
Yeah.
Like that's
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but they do anything anyways. They're all crazy.
Yeah, but generally there's like intention behind it.
Yeah.
So if someone's going to do something that's provocative or whatever, they have a reason for it. Otherwise, that's not art. That's being a cunt.
Yeah.
So.
True.
You have a certain responsibility because you want to put this out there as a show. You know, you're putting this out as a representation of you.
But that's the thing. So, I don't know, because I haven't actually thought about it. This was my whole point of like, I didn't feel any responsibility because I hadn't thought it through at all. Like I was just, because I was sat there being like, you know, a lot of people do, like, as you said, the artists have intent behind them. So like, you know, I'll listen to fucking Kid Cudi and be like, that's a banger. That's a fucking banger. But you know, him behind the scenes has put a lot of, you know, put himself out there very honestly in his music when you dig to a deeper level. And, you know, he has all that intent behind his music, but I've no intent behind this. I'm like, I hope it gets big. I hope people enjoy it, I guess. But I really don't know what my intentions were, if I'm being totally 100% honest. Like, what are your intentions? Like, your honest intentions?
Sorry, I'm just like, we've talked about this for 3 years at this point.
Yeah,
we've been banging on about this on and on, and at no point did you consider what's the purpose? Why are we doing this? Why do I want to do a podcast?
At a base level, I wanted to do it because I like podcasts.
Right.
But I don't think I ever thought past that. Do you want, audience, do you want to an idea of how my brain works that I think I'm discovering later in life? Olive oil. I was 1 week's fucking old, like about a week ago old, when I discovered that olive oil was made out of olives. That's how much I realize I really don't dig into shit. David has actually left the set in just fucking...
What do you think was in olive oil?
This is my point. I never thought about it. David's asked me what I think was in it. I genuinely, I never thought about it. And then I was looking at the fucking label in Spain and it was on the thing. And I went, olive oil. I went, oh, that's what they grow around here. There's a lot of, like, oh, Spain make a lot of olive oil. I wonder how they do. Stroke happened. And I looked at my girlfriend girl that I love, truly. And she looked back at me and just with the most sad face, just the biggest regret she has ever had. And it was, and this is like when I honestly get down to it, I really don't think I think anything true.
This explains a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, explains so much.
Yeah, because I'm just vibing. And then just like, obviously, I imagine at some level I knew olive oil was made out of olives. I could have put it together. I imagine I knew, and it was such basic information that I put it to the far reaches of my brain, and I never thought about it again, because why ever would I? And then I looked at it and I just went, olive oil.
Just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
You know that I grew up in Spain.
Yeah.
And that my parents have a small little olive farm.
Yeah, this is why I thought about it. Because I was like, oh yeah, David has a fucking olive farm. And then I was trying to picture you farming olives because I thought that would be the funniest thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh, what do they grow around here? I was like, because I knew olive oil came from Spain. And I was like, why do they make so much?
So were you confused how apple juice and apples?
No.
Just
nothing.
Olives.
Ran through an abysmal amount of things after this to make sure I was on the right page. And yeah, no, it's just, but then I took this, I looked inward and I went, then when I was believe me, dear viewer, I was disappointed in myself as well. Okay.
Good.
But
I'm glad. I'm fucking glad.
True shame came over me. I actually wanted to ring up my parents and apologize for everything that's ever happened. But then I listened to your podcast, well, my podcast with another person. Was this you cheating on me live? I went back home in a delicate state after the olive oil incident, and I watched you in here with another woman talking about dumb shit. And then it got it was fucking OJ bits, and then there was some bit. I'm glad to see it didn't wander too much.
No.
And then it got to a place where you talk about trigger warnings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And everything. And then I was like, what the fuck do I really want out of this podcast? And why? And like, then I was like, do I have responsibility? I went on a whole thing. Mm-hmm. And naturally being me, I got nothing out of it. Well, I got something out of it, but I guess I've come back with some sense of responsibility. A little.
Good.
A little.
I'm glad to hear that.
A little. Like, we'll see if that actually works its way into, I'll be honest. I'm not a great person. I might take that on board and be a very sensitive human, but I might not. We'll see. It's a learning experience.
Okay.
We're going along with it.
Just as long as you know that you hold some responsibility as someone putting something out there.
See, I think as well, I consider myself a very bad person. Innately. Mm-hmm. Just like out of my day-to-day, just like I could do a bunch of good things, but I don't, because I want to go to film school and film things and have money and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I consider that to make me a bad person. So I feel like I'm already taking it on.
Hold on. So you just like looking out for yourself is you considering yourself a bad person?
Yeah. That might be an extreme opinion.
Right.
I imagine it's very unhealthy.
Mm-hmm. It 100%.
Terribly unhealthy. But I just think, yeah, I'm a bad person. And I've accepted this fact. I'm like, there could be more I could be doing for my family, for my friends, for the people around me in general. I could be nicer, I could be more open. I could be, I could go out of my way to learn things, other people's gripes in life and what they go through, and be truly empathetic, and, do my best to truly understand points and topics and not just make stupid jokes.
Right.
But I don't, because I don't really want to. So I'm a bad person.
Right. Okay. That sounds like laziness.
Yeah, because I'm a bad person.
Ah, fuck. See? It's just your blanket excuse now. You're like, actually, no, I didn't do anything today because I'm a bad person and I already accepted that.
Well, I don't accept. I guess deep down I kind of accept it, but it's not something I think about daily. But when I do get fucking, after I was about to do a callback to the stupid fleshlight joke that we were doing.
Oh,
before.
no. Yeah, no.
We get very empathetic.
I'm not bringing that up on here because that's like the dumbest fucking thing you said in a while.
Yeah, and no, but I kind of when I get existential, looking to the stars, drunk, whatever you do when you get fucking drunk, and everyone gets occasionally existential, I imagine.
Yeah.
I kind of just go down the road again, and I go down the stuff I've done, the stuff I could be doing, and all of that, and I go, I'm not a great person. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm a bad person. Okay, maybe I'm not a great person. Maybe I'm not a bad person. But it all depends on your definition.
Right. Sounds like you got some work to do.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Yes. On that note, what's on the barbecue today, Sean?
It's on the barbecue today. It's fucking. I just want to see the flashlight.
It's a flashlight.
It's just a man emptying his flashlight really sadly. Really sad.
I thought, I had Amy on. I was like, this is going to be a bit more mature, a bit more. You know what she put on the podcast?
Come.
So this is like another week of just me having to edit come onto the barbecue.
I was kind of impressed and angered by her originality and her just simplicity.
Yeah.
Because I always try and add some elements.
Yeah.
Just
come.
Half to piss you off, and half to just keep it just random shit that I can come out of my brain. But she simplicity.
Yeah.
Just come.
Yeah. I did look for a PNG of cum.
Yeah.
Turns out kind of difficult.
You can't get one without the other, no.
Well, no, it's not even the penises in the image. It's more just like, oh, it's on someone's chest, it's on someone's ass. It's like it's mixed in together. So I had to draw and pixelate my own cum. No.
Yeah.
I had to draw. No.
We had to take matters into our own hands.
I had to create my own asset.
Where'd you put it? You created that asset.
Photoshop. I drew gray and
did you like paint it around with a paintbrush after to like make it a bit more artistic?
No, I did like a couple of like I used the paintbrush tool
just
in in Photoshop, just kind of, and then I added some color to it to give it some dimension, and then pixelated it. No, I'm not going. This bit isn't going anywhere.
just add like some color pigment or something so they can see it.
In terms of what I want for the podcast, it's to be a piece of entertainment that you can kind of throw on while you're doing other things, and it feels like you're part of a conversation, and you're part of a joke. Like when you're hanging out with your buds, and you just kind of, it's there. There's some fun facts. There's a wheel of news. Yeah. There's, I don't know, fucking whatever else we do, other news, but I want you to just be able to put it on and enjoy it. I don't want it to fucking transcendentally change your life.
Yeah, but you never know what's going to do that for someone.
I don't, but I can only speak for my intention, not what they get out of it.
Fair.
Yeah. Because there's podcasts I listen to where they just shoot the shit for an hour, and I'm walking to work, and I'm like, yeah, this is nice. This feels like I feel happier from listening to it, and that's what I want.
That's fair.
From
that's
us.
Fair. Yeah, because I had I just kind of pictured nothing really serious. If you've ever seen The Brilliant Idiots, dear podcast listener, it's a podcast with Andrew Schultz, a very funny comedian you should definitely check out, and Charlemagne the God. You've probably seen him on Breakfast Club as one of the hosts. And they basically just shoot the shit for an hour, and whatever comes up, comes up. And they're kind of just assholes and joke about anything. And that was very much what I had in mind for us. And they do have very differing opinions, and they kind of scrap them out. Yeah, which probably not too much here because I'm not a very argumentative person, and I kind of just roll over or give up. Well, I don't say roll over. I don't involve myself.
I do like to like question you sometimes when you say something. I'm like, what do you mean by that? Yeah. What is this? And then I get like a little delve. Maybe this is therapy.
Yeah. Because I genuinely because I have generally I don't like to spout my opinions to anyone that doesn't want to hear them or people that do want to hear them. I just I'm like I'm a dumb fuck. I probably shouldn't be talking about this anyways. Let the smart people talk about it. But that's not good for a podcast.
No.
And I can't really do that. And I'm trying to work on actually expressing my confrontations and being less of a pessimist.
That's nice.
Being less of the world's fucked, why bother?
Yeah. Well, because that's like two, because when a conversation, you like to have 2 points of view.
Yeah.
So when the points of view are just things are fucked. Yeah. And then, I agree also. Things are actually,
exactly. It's not
like, but actually things are worse than what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so, yeah. But, I don't know. I guess that's kind of on me for, I guess I don't need a deeper meaning than that, really. I don't need a. I got a.
What's the subtext? What's the subtext of the podcast?
Because I've never had a. I don't know about you, but I've never had like an emotion. Like I know people are big fans of like even earlier we were talking about the Blind Boy podcast, which is honestly he focuses a lot on mental health and how to deal with it and what you should do and just general advice. Not very preachy. No. Seems like a very cool.
He's also like very well educated on the
topic.
Very
well
like,
educated.
It's nice to hear someone who says a sentence and then can like elaborate on it in like a meaningful way.
Yeah, but like a lot of I've known a few people that listen to that podcast, and a lot of them are like, yeah, it's helped me so much. It's done so much, but that's kind of like through that, or even people have emotional connections to artists and help them through feelings and stuff and things. So I always kind of feel like there should be. Well, not there should be, but they're like people take deeper meanings out of things and being like, oh, you fucking whatever, you really helped me a lot or whatever through this thing. But I'm like, I never think about that stuff because I've only ever had that with. I've obviously had that with stuff. I had that with like, oddly enough, Game of Thrones. I used to watch the when I was working. I left school and I didn't do very well at school at all, and so I went working in like some shitty fucking minimum wage job, and then I did like 6 months of that. And I kind of realized that like I literally when I was really fucking just depressed, I was living for just like it was when Game of Thrones was really really big, and for every week I was like we'd go watch Game of Thrones and I'd be like, oh, this is fucking great, and then fucking the next day we'd all talk about it, and it's kind of like a little pick me up, not a very big pick me up, but like just it was nice, and I was like, something, I'd love to do that for other people. I'd love to be part of a thing that people enjoy, that I guess helps them through stuff. I didn't think of like fucking I'm gonna make a film that's gonna fucking change your life, fucking change your life, and you're gonna be like, so good and you're gonna love it. But I was just like just a little like
a pick me up,
just like a thing you enjoy through the day, like a little like you have a YouTube channel that you like you really like their videos and then you eventually probably get sick of them, but like for like a month or two you're like you can't wait for them to release something, and then you watch it and you're like, oh, that was good, and you go back to whatever bullshit you were doing.
I was gonna say there's a channel like that I watched for about 2 months. I was like, oh my god, this guy he keeps uploading more and more videos and they're all great, and then it was just like, you're uploading like 2 videos a week. This is exhausting. You've like oversaturated. Like I know that's like the way YouTube is meant to work or whatever, where you're like, you put out more content the better it is. And I was just like, I'm tired of hearing your voice now. And it like that's like the quickest thing something's gone from like a pick me up to just like stop it.
Because it always happens. I don't know about you, but when I used to watch YouTube a lot more than I do now, it would always be like I get really invested in a channel. It would probably be something new or just a new point of view or a new person or
new
whatever.
idea even.
And then like it'd be like really fun for like a month, and then you kind of like you just kind of get used to it, and you're like, oh yeah, it's not as fun anymore.
Now I'm watching something out of obligation almost.
But I'm wondering, I guess that was subconsciously what I wanted out of the podcast, to just it be a nice little pick me up for someone. But I never really thought about it, so I think that's what I want.
I'm glad you're thinking about it now. I'm almost 20 episodes in.
Yeah. No, and once again, I do just really enjoy it. I said before, I do enjoy just getting together with you and shooting the shit.
Yeah. I was, who was I talking to? I think it's because I met up with Cahill while you were away.
Yeah.
One of our friends. Shout out Cahill. I'll put his Twitch in again.
He does, yeah.
I did that last week.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do it this week again. He doesn't have any clips yet because apparently you need to be partnered with Twitch for that. So unfortunately.
Was he still pissed that he wasn't the first guest?
Well, not like, he was doing like a bit, obviously. Like, I mean, he was a little bit disappointed because like at one point we talked about how we bought 3 microphones and he was like, you're just dangling it there in front of me. Just dangling it there. But like organizing the 2 of us to have time to do this is difficult enough. So I feel like bringing in a guest, it'd be like, maybe over a bank holiday or something. Is my kind of vision on it. But I was gonna what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I was like, so like the way I've developed the intro, I've taken those assets so I can replace, so I can put the guest in. I don't know if you noticed that on the video. I was like, I'm proud of myself doing little changes like that. I was like, and I've made it so like if I'm gone, like someone else can do it. And I was like, if I'm not here, this isn't happening. What are you gonna do? Edit it together?
I'll do my best.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting.
It'll be just hand you over. I mean, there is a joint folder in the Google Drive for our podcast email that you could just grab all the assets.
I imagine, as in like not taking away from your efforts, but I imagine you've got it down to a point where it's pretty cookie cutter at this point. You just got to drop.
It's just a matter of going into because you obviously have to listen back. So that's like the biggest thing is just the 2 hours of just like going back and forth and clipping out any big audio issues, or like if we go further away from the mic, just bringing the levels back up and shit like that.
Yeah.
Or if we decide to scream or something, bring that down. So it's just like all the assets are there. It's just actually sitting down and doing it. And sometimes that's less joyful than you might think.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like why I've given up on the Wheel of News for a few weeks now because everything just looked the same all the time. I was so tired of it.
Fuck the Wheel of News.
I do want to bring it back though.
Yeah.
You know, I just have to.
Good wheel.
What is it? Amy said to me, she's like, hey, if you're going to show me news, is some of it not movies? And I was just going through all the news. I'm like, oh no, oh shit, oh fuck.
What else are we going to talk about? World news?
I don't know. It's like, I mean, you could talk about fucking Grimes and Elon Musk broke up, but what are we going to say?
They broke up? Oh no.
Lewis's.
What are they doing? What's the kid? Which name is he going to take? Which one? Which is going
to be X or Y? What's he going to have at the end?
What's he going to do?
Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh, my God. Do you reckon that kid's going to get bullied? Or do you reckon it's like by the time he's in school, it'll be a cool thing?
It'll never be a cool thing.
Or he'll be in...
Hey, Sean?
Yeah.
Kids are mean when you have regular human names?
Yeah.
What are they going to do with that?
I don't know. Are they going to beat bullying out of them yet, though? Where are they on in them ones?
Well, I mean, my nephew's in secondary school.
Yeah.
Bullying's still a thing.
Yeah, I imagine so.
His school's like inclusive, and yet still, bullying's still a thing. Yeah, it's not even like an issue of people be like, oh, gay. They're like, oh, your parents aren't together. Kids will always find a way to be mean.
Oh yeah, they
you know?
They do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
They're like, you had difficulty coming into the country based on your nationality. Ha! You know? They're like well educated, but they're still bullying.
We bullied you so much about that. Okay. You were Spanish. All right. What were we meant to think?
Yeah. I couldn't get a home for the summer. The first year I was here. And all my friends were like, oh, David's getting deported.
Yeah.
David's getting deported. And then I got deported.
He got deported.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, I need to rant about this.
Oh, come on.
For like 5 to 6 seconds.
Hit me.
Right? One of the days that you weren't here at work, right? I went up to a table. I was bringing them their food. We work in a restaurant. We won't say the name. We won't say names. You know, how low I have fallen. I used to edit, and now I work in a restaurant. Some days I want to kill myself. Anyways, I brought these people their food, and I left, and they wanted wine or whatever, so I brought them the wine, blah, blah, blah. And then the host in that area was talking to them when I came back up with the wine. And they're like, no, he's from Spain. He speaks Spanish, don't you, David? And I was like, sí, claro. Because I speak Spanish. I'm a man of the world. I'm a man of culture. I speak Spanish. And I pulled him aside and I was like, hey, where are you telling them that? What happened? He's like, oh, they were asking what part of America you were from. I was like, sorry? He was like, yeah. You know, they were like, oh, you sound like a Yank. What part of the States are you from? And I said this, and this is like the third or fourth time that's happened in a restaurant. But also, my girlfriend's friends, two of them, one asked if I was Canadian, the other asked if I was from fucking Maine. Like, they specified the part of the States they thought I was from. And then the other day, I was showing her videos from when I was still in Spain living, and she's like, you sound more Irish there. So living here, in my country, in my native land, has made me sound like more of a foreigner than when I was in Spain. What's that all about?
You do sound a bit Canadian.
Oh, no, I don't.
I thought you knew.
No. No, I'm from fucking me.
Just like a little bit.
I don't pronounce my THs.
When you get high pitch.
What? Which sounds, I'm sorry. What sounds more Irish?
Irish?
Uh-huh. Yeah. I don't talk like this in the restaurant.
You might not notice it.
No, I talk very soft. I'm like, hey there, folks. How's it going? Steak for yourself?
I don't know. You do.
What the fuck is this?
I know. I never questioned it. Do you have a? Well, I guess you do have an Irish accent. Well, I don't notice any of our friends have an Irish accent. I don't because it's what we're around. Yeah. So unless you're from like Donegal or Cork or Dublin, like I don't notice it.
I'm just mad, you know?
It's mad.
Because a huge part for me while being in Spain was a part of my whole identity was the fact that they didn't, you know, people were like, oh, foreigner, you know, no matter what you tried, you know, you're always going to be a foreigner, you know? And I was like, yeah, I'm Irish. And I was proud of my heritage. And now I get here and people are like, oh, you foreigner. Where the fuck are you from? What is this? What is this? Would someone? I'm not even that mad about it. It's kind of funny to like up it for the camera.
Yeah.
But I'm getting a bit pissed with how frequently it's happening now.
Is it all kind of the same area though? Are they like
well,
like have they placed your accent? Have you Googled people from Maine?
Well, Maine are like down south, kind of. Well, they're kind of like middle America.
Yeah.
And then Canada's fucking Canada.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Those are different areas. I mean, apparently there's an island in Canada where people just sound like they're from fucking Waterford. Because, you know, what you call it? The famine.
They left him alone too long.
Yeah, no, apparently like there's just a huge population of Irish people moved there.
Yeah.
And the accent just slowly started sounding more like Waterford.
That's like, I don't know whose bit it is, but like Australian people are just English people that like just slow down in the heat. So like Australia, you started off English and then you just kind of slow down till you got to the Barbie, and then it's Australia and your kangaroos and you know it's just kind of slow down a bit.
Man, accents are fucking weird.
They are. They're beautiful though. I love that everyone has a weird accents.
I know for a fact that my Spanish pronunciation has gotten better since moving here than it was in Spain. Because in Spain I was around people who talk like me the whole time, and here when I'm talking to Spanish people, they're from other parts of the country, so I have to like adapt and lose a bit of the accent.
Yeah.
And then anytime I find someone who's from my area, like it happened at the restaurant once, they were like from like a county across from where I was from. I like ramped it up immediately.
Oh, it comes back.
They were like, "Oh, how do you speak Spanish?" And I was like, and the sentence started with all the S's and all the correct pronunciation. At the end, it was just fucking. It was just culchy Spanish again.
Exactly. No, it's definitely where you're. Because I do that a lot. I really don't intend to. I try not to. But when I'm around people with like, because it comes off very racist. Well, not even racist, countyist. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like around from people from Donegal, especially. Like a guy used to work in the restaurant as well. And he was from Donegal. And I'd be hanging around him for like 30 minutes, and then I'd be like, "You just start to get a bit Donegal. Like, you just throw in that you're like, what do you mean by?" And you'd start throwing it in. Yeah. But it's grand in that situation. Like it might be a bit weird. Like I'll if I find myself, I'll call myself out and I'll be like, "Yeah, I just end up doing that."
Yeah.
But I also think like accents are kind of musical in a way, and you you get on the same vibrations after a while. It's just kind of a weird thing. When you're around different people, you kind of just start to talk differently.
Who the fuck am I interacting with then?
No, but
what's happening?
I don't know. But like one day I was fucking mortified. The actually most just mortified I've been. Not out of like serious situations, but just like awkward social situations. I wasn't even thinking, and I was just vibing. One of my earphones was in, and it was when I was like fucking 15. And I went to Super Value. It's a supermarket in Ireland. And one of the ladies there was from like India or the Philippines or something. And she was like, "Thank you." She was like, "Thank you." And I was like, "Thank you." And I was like, "Oh my."
You just sound racist, yeah?
Yeah. I was just like, I just without even thinking, I just whack back. And I just in shame. Didn't look at her. Just bowed my head. Picked up my bag. I was almost like blind. I was reaching for it when I was trying to look at her, and I just picked it up, and I just got outside the front door, and I think I got about halfway home, and there was this building site I used to have to cross through as a shortcut to my estate, and I just stood there for like 10 seconds, and then just like and I was so bad, but I'm so bad for doing that when I'm out with people that are we're fucking wherever. Generally, it's just Irish accents,
but sometimes you're
racist. That was a singular instance.
God,
but it was just like I just find myself doing it just out of not out of fucking whatever reason, just subconsciously, and it's so fucking awkward sometimes.
Yeah, people calling you out. They're like, "Hey, are you making fun of me right now, or do you just really appreciate my accent?"
Yeah, it's like. Both. Maybe.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. I just like it. You sound cool. No, and yeah. So who are you hanging around with? Hanging around with any Americans?
Fucking you. Yeah. I'm gonna say it's probably partly because of the amount of American YouTube content I watch, and I've picked up kind of phrases and stuff from that.
Yeah. that took me back to that. I watched The Wire for like a month straight.
Oh yeah.
And I was, don't worry, I didn't go out using slurs straight afterwards, dear viewer. It was just kind of like, yeah, I could just feel it every once in a while. I'll just be like, some like twang would come out, and I'd be like, what am I doing?
What is this? Yeah.
I also found it very funny that a lot of people in that show, well, actually, most people in that show were actually from Baltimore, because they did a really good job casting it, and they were trying to be very sincere and honest. But a lot of them, like Idris Elba is from England.
Yeah.
The main guy, McNulty's from England. And a few other people are from a few other places, and you'd see the English slip out of it every once in a while when they had to do really intense scenes or really angry scenes or really sad scenes. Like Idris would just be like, "What the fuck, man?" And you'd be like, "You fucking East Baltimore accent or West Baltimore accent." Excuse me, Stringer Bell. Don't be offended. Would they take that shit seriously?
Yeah,
there?
I mean, obviously, we do it here, fucking with Dublin. Dublin. Yeah.
You just, I don't know, go hang out in Cork for a week. You won't sound fucking American after that.
If I last a week there, like this fucking guy.
Oh, Cork people are lovely. I've never met a Cork person that wasn't really nice.
Yeah, that is fair. I don't know why I'm being mean to them.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was listening. Like I was saying, like we've said that, we've mentioned it already like twice. I was listening to the Blind Boys podcast.
Yeah,
and he was talking about Limerick and the bad reputation Limerick has, and I'm like, yeah, I have no reason really to like not like Limerick.
Yeah,
my sister, like, no, I think all three of my siblings lived there at one point.
Yeah,
only one of them was in a court hearing. So those are good. That's
yeah.
I was trying to be nice, and then I got jokey because one of my sisters she was a witness to a stabbing, which is just hilarious.
Yeah.
But like, probably the odds of getting stabbed in Limerick are the same odds you getting stabbed in Galway.
Same as anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had this. I went down to Kerry once, and I had a layover. Limerick is a county in Ireland. If you're not from Ireland, so is Kerry.
No. Everyone knows Limerick.
Everyone knows
It's international icon.
Limerick.
There's three things people know about Ireland:
Dublin,
Limerick, Guinness. The Guinness factory.
Guinness, not Guinness has a reputation for stabbing people. Limerick has
no, Guinness has.
Limerick people on Guinness have a reputation for
stabbing Dublin
being
people.
a bit violent.
We got all three in.
Yeah, and so I was on a layover not a layover, like a fucking whatever the bus version of a layover is.
Layover
from when I was going out to Kerry, from Galway to Limerick to Kerry. And I was at Limerick for an hour, and the only thing I know about Limerick is that it has a bad reputation, like everyone else. Even as, like, everyone in Ireland thinks that too. If you think you're fucking biased from somewhere else and all you've heard is Limerick is a violent place, we all make jokes about it. Yeah. They don't appreciate it, I imagine. And I got off, and the main place you get off is a bus station. And if you've ever lived anywhere, whatever people that are down on their luck or don't look very friendly or whatever the fuck, nice way I'm trying to say, you know what I'm trying to say, end up around the bus station. And I was there for about 10 minutes, and like 3 dodgy looking blokes had come up to me at that point looking for cigarettes or change or whatever. And, obviously, dodgy looking, sure, they're nice fellas. Hope they're nice fellas, I'll say.
That's like just your built-in prejudice that happens.
It's
what we're raised on.
You're not what I usually see. Warning lights.
Yeah.
And then I walked around just like the outskirts of thing, and there was like fucking 2 people nearly fighting each other out front of the bus station and some fucking yelling over there. And I was like, yeah, but this is the bus station. Once you get past this, I'm sure it's fine and dandy. Yeah. And then I got home to Galway, and I got off at that bus station, and it's the same shit.
Yeah.
The exact same shit. I just know everyone in Galway. So I'm like, I know that homeless person that might look a bit dodgy, but he's actually sound. Yeah. I've talked to him once or twice. I know the fucking dodgy looking fellas. They go to my college. I know the lads in the fucking North Face jackets and tracksuits.
Yeah.
Some of them are definitely cunts.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's just the familiarity of it. Like, Galway is probably, as you said, equally likely to get stabbed in Limerick.
Yeah.
But it's just, I just know the ups and downs.
That's it. You just know you're more familiar with it. So you're like, oh, I don't see it as bad. And Galway has a reputation of Ed Sheeran rather than stabbings. So
yeah, you're like, I probably shouldn't walk down that dark alley at past 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's every city ever.
Yeah.
You shouldn't go outside in the city at 11:30. Like, unfortunately more for women as well. It's, for wherever you live, it's generally not a great idea, but
we wish places were safe, but I don't know.
Yeah. No, I did
Limerick.
Yeah, I knew a guy that went to college in Limerick, and he was from Galway as well, and he was like, I was talking to him when he got back, and he was like, yeah, I just don't leave the house after 11. And I was like, why? Because it's dodgy neighborhood, student accommodation. Probably shouldn't leave. I was like, is it that bad? He's like, no, not really. Just
you don't want
stereotypes are not entirely true, but not entirely untrue.
I mean, you don't people are like, oh, you have a 1 in 5 chance of getting stabbed or whatever.
Yeah.
You don't want to be the one fucker who does get stabbed. Yeah. Like, all things considered, you're like, it's probably safe.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be the
you don't
who proves the rule.
Yeah. No. I think it was this some stand-up I listened to as well. Was like, I went to Ireland and they said if I go outside, I was going to get stabbed. And that wasn't a great start. So I stayed inside. On about Limerick, and I was like, yeah, it is what everyone says, but I'm just like, yeah, Limerick's meant to be a lovely place.
It is,
Yeah.
We should go there. I mean,
get stabbed.
Yeah. Going to go to Dublin first. Want to go to the zoo.
Yeah.
Go to Build-A-Bear.
Build-A-Bear?
Yeah. There's 2 Build-A-Bear
workshops. Is that in the zoo?
No.
Did they let you build your own bear?
Yeah.
Did they let you make some cybernetic bear that you put
you robot bear.
Oh, you fuck the bear.
No, Sean, that is not what Build-A-Bear is.
Build a bear.
No, Sean.
You do your best to build a bear.
That's called Zootopia is the movie.
Zootopia.
Zoophilia.
What do they do in your version of Zootopia?
Man, it's crazy.
I
It's
watched
a weird
the Japanese version of Zootopia. It got fucking weird.
No, there's definitely like I've told you about this before. Like the Disney artists who on company time make Disney character porn because then Disney have to copyright it or whatever.
Yeah.
People at Pixar do that as well, right?
Oh, definitely.
They're adding schlongs to fucking all the characters. Yeah. There's some official Lightning McQueen porn. I'm sure of it.
God.
I think we end on that note. I have to go get a second jab.
My brain was trying to picture Lightning McQueen porn. And I'm like, how far are we fallen? Where have I come in my life where I'm like, does he mount it like a dog? Well, or are they do their wheels come out and become arms?
Here's an interesting thing I learned many years ago when watching special features for Cars. There's a scene in which one character talks to the other. One of them's Lightning McQueen, and he's like, I hear this place is back on the map. And in the script, it says he shows a map.
Yeah.
And so then they had to figure out, how does Lightning McQueen show a map? Does he have it in his eyes? He blinks and the map is there. Does he get up on 2 wheels and it's on his belly? Does he just have one there beside it? People started losing their shit and just had a closed map in front of them. And then a million years later, and they're still looking at the closed map because they can't open them. And I think if you get that far into production, when you realize your main characters can't do shit, scrap the movie. Scrap the movie.
They've come too far.
Cars is not a good movie. It's not a good universe. Fuck Pixar for making it. Release the Lightning McQueen sex tape.
Okay. Release it.
Release it.
We want to see some car dicks.